Alex?
Yeah.
And good evening, and welcome to a big matchup. The 1 seed and the 2 seed right now as it stands in the CPCL standings. Battling out for the second of 4 times here in the next 4 days. Sam Egan joined alongside Stephen Buxton. Pleasure to have you guys join us for this big matchup. And Buxton, last night, it was the Power who took a thrilling matchup in between these two foes, back and forth the whole way, but it was the Power ending up on top.
Yeah, and it's really just that late inning effort from the offense, and they couldn't have done any of it if it weren't for the efforts of that bullpen. The Power bullpen over the last week or so has been outstanding. It's what kept them in their 2 games on the road the other day. It's really what gave them a chance to come back possibly the other day, and it's a big reason for their success and a big reason that they at one point had a 10-game winning streak going.
And for this Power team, it's a team that they've had a lot of success from a lot of their bats, Brett Williams being the headliner for them, but their bullpen has been just as successful, if not even more successful, but the starters haven't been as prominent recently. They had a good start to the year. A lot of starters, Welsher and Whitty, both had ERAs into the ones, but those have both kind of ballooned for them in starts recently that they've struggled in.
Yeah, and it's not just the fact that, the guys are having some rough outings, but part of it is just the fact that they're going up against some really, really good teams. Alameda came into town. That's a solid roster, and when you're going up against one of the Inland Valley teams, whether it's the Legends, the Pirates, or the Bucks, they're going to give you a run for your money every single time. And whether or not it's the Legends, Power, or Bucks, a lot of those teams, when they're coming in town to face the Power, they make sure they bring all of their best arms, all of their best bats.
So the Power starter tonight, Sam Burgess, and he's a guy who is making his Power debut this evening, and what are they looking for him this evening?
Well, he's a guy who he hasn't played a ton out here yet. This is just his second appearance, and the first one couldn't have gone any better. 2 innings out of the bullpen. He struck out 3, and what you're looking for is this is a legitimate Division I arm. He's a lefty out of Cal Baptist. He's going to have a nice fastball and a couple breaking pitches, and it's really just how quickly can he attack these hitters. And for Casey Dill in this Power team in general, they're in a stretch where they have a lot of baseball to play. Today ends 5 games in 5 days, but it doesn't get any easier this following week. They've got a game on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to be against the Havasu Heat. And then they've got games on Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday for the championship.
And we'll get into this a little bit later on, Buxton, but the importance of hosting home field advantage and hosting the playoffs here at Palm Springs Stadium for this team who's played so much better at home, haven't had really too many opportunities to go on the road, and they haven't looked fantastic, at least as opposed to the home field advantage Palm Springs Stadium brings here. In the first pitch, just about underway from Burgess, and fires in a strike, 0-1.
And that was what was a little bit surprising when I went on that road trip on Thursday. The Power lost their first home game in, I think it's 4, maybe 5 years. At bare minimum, it's since I've been here, but I'm pretty sure they went undefeated the 2 years beforehand.
This is a team that a couple of home losses this year, but have played much better down the stretch, and this is really going to be a true test for them. You're playing the best teams as you get into the postseason, as this second pitch is lifted in the air, left field, Conley ranging under it, just shy of the track, and will make the catch for out number 1 on Joshua Angeli for the first out of the game.
Yeah, just a pitch that hung over the plate a little bit, but Angeli looked like he got it off the end of the bat. It looked like he was trying to find something inside on him, but he still turned on it, sent it into right field, but when you get it off the end of the bat and you're just under it, that's what it results in, just a lazy pop fly to Amari Conley.
Angeli, who warranted a promotion in the lineup, was in the 8th spot yesterday, reached 3 times, as now he's the guy who's making his debut here in Palm Springs Stadium, and that's a base hit for Nicolas Mendez, who we're seeing for the first time this season, and he gets off to a good start here. Base hit on the first pitch. So in steps Christopher Cardenas, playing first base today, was the catcher in last night's ball game, and he's a guy who has a very bright future ahead. He's currently committed to University of California, Los Angeles, better known as UCLA, a prominent baseball program was the wire-to-wire #1 team in the country all season long, and they just had the #1 overall draft pick to my White Sox and Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, I don't think Rock Chalowski was going to fall much further than that.
No.
But yeah, this is a legitimate Division I body here in Cardenas. He's one of the bigger guys on this team, and basically, if you got a guy with an offer like that or with a prospect pedigree like that going to UCLA, he's a name that you can always circle in that lineup.
You saw why yesterday. He went 3 for 5, pair of singles and a triple last night. But he's behind 1 and 2, and there's last night he got better as the game went on. Started the game 0 for 2, and then the next 3 at-bats he had got hits in each and every one of them. And it looked like, although the Legends who kind of phased out towards the end offensively, he did not. Looking to get things going here early. 1-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Cardenas is down on 4 pitches.
Yeah, that's a great job there by Burgess, just throwing the fastball, and it's just challenging a really high-level hitter right there. Throws his best right against him, and it's, hey, let's square up, see who can win this fight, and so far Burgess 1-0.
My best for yours, and right now it's Burgess who is winning the battle on the mound right now, but has a base runner to deal with in Mendez. Isaiah Hernandez, the cleanup hitter, and also the bigger batter in tonight's ball game. Takes first pitch downstairs, and it's 1-0. Hernandez yesterday went 2 for 5, but had what might have been the most detrimental at-bat of the game when he grounded into a double play in the 8th inning, which really fizzled out any rally the Legends were going to have, and it was all power from that moment on. What I love about Hernandez, though, no batting gloves. That's old school. You don't see too many guys go without a batting glove. He chops this one on the ground to the shortstop in Durazo. He throws just in the nick of time for out number 3. The base runner surrendered, but that's all the damage done. Power go into the bottom half of the first inning after a 0 from Burgess, and they're coming to bat when we get back.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here in beautiful Palm Springs Stadium for the bottom half of the first inning. And it's Owen Michelson, AJ Bianchina, and Brett Williams leading things off. We'll read off the full power lineup for you here. After Williams, it goes Junie Rodriguez, Jaden Sanchez, Caden Richards in the 6th spot, Amari Conley, Caden Durazo, and Kai Cunningham rounding out the lineup. And defensively from left to right in the outfield, for the Legends, you have Oscar Garcia in left, Isaiah Hernandez in center, and Aiden Erlinson out in right. Now the infield goes Nicholas Mendez, Joshua Angeli, Luke Herrera, and Chris Cardenas. Behind the dish is Trent Johnson as we get set for the Power's first bats here of the ball game, looking to get the offense going early and often.
Yeah, no guy you'd rather start it with than Owen Michelson here. If you look at the stats on Home Teams Online, he's listed as number 11 in batting average as he hits that one to short.
And just out, having to make a really tough play at the first base back, was Cardenas having to leap up, tag the bag, but made the play, gets the first out, and a quick first result on the mound. But I think last time, maybe one of the turning points for Michelson and the Power was not only that double he had, the RBI double to really get things going in the 7th before Brett Williams broke things open, but it was before that where he sang Sweet Caroline on the microphone for the fans here, and maybe that's what was the key to the Power's offense igniting.
Whether it's Sweet Caroline or whether it's, something he did pregame, he's been a machine so far. Again, he's listed as 11th in team batting average, but that's in a list that includes 6 guys who aren't with the team anymore. And look out at the Legends dugout there.
Well, usually you say you want to take out the other team, and I don't think that's how Bianchina envisioned it, as he sends a missile into the Legends dugout. Fortunately, everyone got out of the way, no one's hurt, and Bianchina's just going to need some more pine tar. Seen that a couple times this season, and with guys, maybe this is the first time they're playing with wood bats or playing in a league with wood bats. It takes some adjustments to get used to as opposed to the metal bats that most of these collegiate athletes play in their college seasons with. And saw a lot more of it in the beginning of the season, but still the adjustment period of getting used to the wood bats, and sometimes you just forget the pine tar, as it seemed Bianchina did. 1-1 to Bianchina, who possesses a lot of speed in the batter's box if he can get himself on. 15 stolen bases this season for the Power, by far in the team lead, but he's behind the count 1-2. Bianchina reached 4 times in last night's ball game. So he fouls this one off. Was a flyout victim in his first at-bat, but then after that, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single. Had 4 runs last night, 2 stolen bases. Yes, only 1 hit, but an on-base machine. He got himself on and got himself around, and that was a huge reason why the Power ended up victorious last night in a close game. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2.
And for Bianchina, again, we just mentioned that he's been heating up so much lately. He's got his batting average up over 300. He's getting on at over a 400 clip. He's been such a valuable add to this Power lineup.
And he does it again. Just sneezes one over the second baseman's head, but that's all you need for Bianchina. And he turns regular base hits into extra base hits with his speed on the base paths. We'll see if he tries to take off and when he does.
And that's a nice job by him. He got a couple pitches higher up in the zone earlier in that at-bat, but this one an off-speed that drops right at the bottom of it. It was going to be a strike either way, but a nice job of him able to drop that bad head down, and he didn't do too much of it. Just flare it right over the head of that second baseman. All you need is for that thing to touch outfield grass.
Good bat-to-ball skills from Bianchina. Not going to go on the first pitch as Williams takes strike 1. For the Power last night, went down 1-2-3 in order with this same part of the lineup. But then offensive fireworks from there on out, and it was another big night from the man at the plate, Brett Williams, who fouls one straight back. Behind 0-2 in the count right now, but last night had a sac fly, a walk, 2 runs, and 5 RBIs, with 3 of them coming on a big fly that really flipped the game on its head. Looking to have a good 2-strike approach is Williams, and he gets a breaking ball and is just able to get a piece of it, and we'll see the 0-2 offering once more. And an 0-2 situation where you look like you might see a breaking ball again if you're Bianchina. Likely a threat to go in this situation. Could create the opportunity for a hit and run. Neither was the case there. Pitched well outside 1-2. Williams, Rodriguez, then Sanchez, the next 3 for the Power. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 away here to Brett Williams. At 1. Runs inside on Williams. He's trying to say that it hit him, and indeed, his case will be awarded. He gets hit by the pitch on a 1-2 count, so not an ideal spot to plunk Williams in, and I think the bigger concern is if he's doing all right.
Yeah, that's a really scary spot to get hit as a batter, whether or not you're a catcher or not. It's, up right around the hands. You can, get part of the forearm in there, but most specifically with Williams, it's just worrying about those hands. There's a lot of small bones in there, and it's just a really dangerous spot. And originally, when you see a guy react like that to a pitch and you see a guy leaning in, the hands get around that area, you're more thinking, oh, this is just going to get a piece of that bat. It's going to be a foul ball. But no, Williams does get a piece of him on that. So he gets first. But again, hopefully he looks like he's fine right now. We just hope that everything's okay with his hands.
Sometimes the aftershock of those hit by pitches, you don't feel it now, but then the next day, days after, you really start to feel it, and it can become a lingering issue. Power could really not afford that right now, with Williams hitting .500 right now after his 100th plate appearance just came around. .550 on base percentage for Williams as well, and that OBP, or OPS, excuse me, 1325. Astonishing stats from Williams defensively. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to Junie Rodriguez. He's down on 3 pitches. But to put a bow on Williams, he's a guy who not only has been getting it done with the bat, but at St. Mary's College this past year had a 1,000 fielding percentage, which means he didn't make a single error. And him, as part of the 3-catcher tandem for the Gales, were able to have the best fielding percentage in the WCC last year.
Yeah, and it's a big reason that him, along with another former Power guy, Cody Kashimoto, were able to walk off the #1 team in the country, UCLA. And Williams knows that once he gets back on campus over at St. Mary's, he's going to be playing a big role for the Gales. And he has done himself no disservice here in Palm Springs.
On pace for a big season this year, but here's a guy who's on pace for another big season in the Mountain West Conference. This is Jaden Sanchez, as the 21st pitch of the inning set to be delivered. Winds kick deals, and that one taken the opposite way, but foul, so going to need a good 2-strike approach from Jaden Sanchez, who his last ball game homered.
Yeah, and if Sanchez could get something in the gap here, there's a chance that you could get both runners to score, but right now, at bare minimum for the Power, even if they don't score here, obviously you're hoping to, because with 1 out and 2 runners on, there's almost no scenario where you shouldn't score. But if they can't here, at bare minimum, they can rest and know that they are really draining onto this Legends pitching staff early.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, so a 7-game on-base streak for number 7 will have to wait before it continues, as the Legends are able to get out of a jam. 2 reach for the Power, but nothing doing for them. A no-run first inning, and we'll head to the second with zeros across the scoreboard.
Like a family setting, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
And we welcome you back here to the second inning, Palm Springs Stadium. Sam Egan joined alongside my good buddy, Stephen Buxton. And, Stephen, we saw a really close game last night, and we're looking for a bit of the same here this evening.
Yeah, and the Power, you'd love to get at least one across there. You got 2 on with nobody, or with just 1 out. You should be able to get 1, but again, at bare minimum, they're at least stressing this Legends pitching staff. And in most case scenarios, you're thinking, okay, that's, it's something, but it's not everything. But in this, situation, this is a Legends team that you're playing 4 times right now, as that one's into the outfield for a hit. But this is a Legends team that you're playing 4 straight games. It's yesterday's, today's, and then 2 games on Monday. That's a lot of games for a pitching staff to cover. And then there's a good chance that this is the CPCL matchup for the playoffs. So that in a little bit over a week is potentially 7 games against this one team.
Could be a lot in such little time, and for both of these teams, I don't think you want either side to figure out the other. And when you get so many games in such a short stretch, that could be important. So important to keep these ball games close, as this one's lined in the center field. That's a base hit. Durazo was trying to juke out the base runner, but no doing. First and second, nobody out.
Yeah, it's a good job by Logsdon. It looked like he was out in front of that at first, but a fastball at 88. It caught a lot of the plate, and frankly, he got a little bit off the handle, but able to muscle it enough just to get over the head of that infielders. And runners on first and second for the Legends with nobody out, a chance for them to break through.
And for the Power as well, this is a team that is looking to secure the 1 seed here in the postseason, and they need a win in one of the next 3 games here against this Inland Valley Legends team. And you'd like to get it out of the way. You'd like to get it sooner rather than later, especially in front of the home fans. So clinching the 1 seed here tonight in front of a nice crowd here at Palm Springs Stadium on a beautiful Saturday would be nothing short of ideal.
Yeah, and the Power have 2 goals. Well, not even 2 goals. They need to win one of these games, so they'll get the 1 seed. But then it's a little bit of scoreboard watching. The only other team that hasn't been eliminated is the Inland Valley Pirates right now, and there is still a chance that they could knock out the Legends.
And that's a team the Palm Springs Power certainly don't want to play, as that's the swing and a miss. Strike 3, a big strikeout right there in that situation for Burgess, and ground ball could get him out of the inning. But yes, to put a bow on your thought, Buxton, this is a team where the Pirates, they're 3-1 against the Power this season. They have just had their number, and for whatever reason that says, whether they've come into the Palm Springs Stadium or on the road as well, the Pirates have just dominated each and every matchup against the Power so far.
And the main difference with the Pirates is they're the only team that's come into Palm Springs Stadium and has been able to take advantage of every Power pitching mistake, no matter what.
Not just the pitching mistakes, too. I think they've been able to accommodate to the dimensions here at this ballpark, and they've played it to their benefit, and it's kind of benefited their style of baseball, which you don't see too often with most teams that come here. And already 2-0 to Oscar Garcia, as he takes a big cut and miss right there. He wasn't just trying to drive in 1 run right there. He's trying to drive everyone in, including himself. But 2-0 fastball situation, you don't hate the idea. He was just under it. The high fastball touching the top of the zone. The 2-1 from Burgess ready to be fired, and it is well inside. 3-1. Cannot walk Garcia in this situation, especially working with the bottom of the lineup. This is a part of the lineup you have to attack and try and get outs, maybe trust your defense to get some weak contact and make a play.
Yeah,
but
it looked like the slider there for Burgess just got pulled inside.
The walk is something that you can ill afford. It's something that could maybe cause us to be an avalanche of an inning, and that's the last thing you need in a game where you're just trying to get yourself the 1 seed here. The 3-2 is fouled back, and the payoff pitch will have to be delivered once more.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you don't want to have that avalanche of an inning. There have been a few teams that have come into town, and they've been able to jump on top of the Power at first, and for Casey Dillon, this entire squad, they just want to make things as clean as possible. They want to be able to line things up for the playoffs as that one's fouled off. And you might even see them manage differently just to get different arms ready for the playoffs, have guys in line to be ready for that series next Saturday, or even just have certain guys get the rest in when they need it.
Big payoff pitch coming here, and that's on the ground. Durazo fields. Durazo's toss over to second and first in time. An inning-ending twin killing. 6-4-3 from Durazo to Bankina to Cunningham. And that'll do it for the Legends threat. Another big double play by the Power. And they'll look to get the first runs of the ball game in the bottom half of the second inning. We'll be right back with more CPCL baseball here on the PS Power.
Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first is quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for two or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Leading off from UNLV, number 27, Caden Richards.
Caden Richards leading things off here for the Power in the bottom half of the second inning. And he's trying to be the leadoff man here and get aboard and get around. He takes the first pitch, a breaking ball on the inner portion of the plate, called for a ball. Pitch up probably would have been called a strike last night. Good lead from Richards. This guy who does not like that inside pitch. He's a guy who loves going the opposite way, attacking on the outer half.
Well, it's not necessarily having a disdain for anything inside, but it's his swing path and the ability or the way he moves in the box. He's able to work from outside in, and he's able to really use the entire field.
So that one is on the ground. Going to be a tough play. Fielded nicely by the third baseman Mendez, but the throw gets away. I think that might go as a hit, then a throwing error, and Richards going to walk himself into second base. Leadoff guy in scoring position to start for the Power, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, and it's a great job by Richards just using his athleticism, using his effort and hustle to get a base right there, because that ball was not hit well at all. He rolled over onto it. He got it down to third. But again, with this team, it's just put the ball in play, make the defense work. And Richards right there, he made the defense work and then hustled out to make him work even harder. And it was not a great play by the third baseman, Mendez. It looked like he just could have set his feet and really just delivered a strike, but instead trying to go off platform to get Richards because he does run well.
Now it shows up as just an error on the scoreboard. What are your thoughts? Is that a hit and an error, or you think that's just an error on the throw?
I mean, I would almost say error on the throw just because he was probably going to get him if the throw's on line.
Conley on the ground, and that one is on line. The old 6-3 from Angeli over to Cardenas. But it moves Richards over to third base, so any sort of contact that leaves the infield, unless it's very shallow into the outfield, should score Richards and get the first run of the ball game across.
But yeah, it's a play that, guess what, if you told me to score either way, I'd probably take it just because it was that close. It was going to be a really, really close play if that throw was online. It just wasn't.
This one a slow roller. This will score Richards, and this will be a tough play, but will get Durazo. 2 pitches, 2 6-3 groundouts to Angeli. But as aforementioned, Richards scores from third, and the Power have a 1-0 lead early.
And I know it's not going to go down in the stat book for Conley or Durazo as necessarily something productive other than that RBI for Durazo. But again, I can't stress enough just how much or how important it is for guys at any level to just put the ball in play more often than not. Even when you're recording outs, you can still move a guy over, and in Durazo's case, he can still add to that RBI total.
They're two of the most potent offenses across the CPCL, so you got to imagine one run isn't going to be the deciding factor in this ball game. And that's why you didn't see the infield in that situation, but a big run to get across nevertheless. And for the Power, you're looking to maybe add on here with the bottom of your order, hoping for Cunningham to send him back up to the top. And he's ahead 2-0, and he lines one into right center field, and that will be a base hit. And Hernandez throws it in and will limit it to just a single.
That's a great job by Cunningham going after a high fastball right around his chest area. And again, these guys just able to use the gaps. I know that one didn't get in there, but if he pulled it just a little bit more, there's a chance for extra bases for Cunningham. But I just can't emphasize how important, how pertinent it is right now in these situations against a team like the Legends to just do the small things right. Take what you're given by the other team.
Tried challenging Cunningham right there, and it didn't work. Cunningham was able to just get a good piece of lumber on it and smack it into center field for a base knock. That's as good of a swing as you could have. But in steps Owen Michelson, 0 for 1 in the ball game, but almost changed that right there, as I thought that one could have had a chance of going fair, but skips down the third base line on the left side, so it'll be following an 0-2 to Owen Michelson.
And why it's so important to do the little things right, especially against a team like the Legends, is not just the playoff implications, but you're lining up your season to have a lot of things decided against possibly your toughest opponent. You've got guys going to UCR, guys going to UCLA, Fullerton, some of the best junior colleges on the West Coast, whether it's Riverside City or whether it's College of Southern Nevada. It's a lot of talent on this roster.
So a lot of that talent as well here in Palm Springs Stadium earlier in the week with College of Southern Nevada, and that's another 1-2 pitch that plunks a batter. So we saw it to another guy who's a catcher by trade, Brett Williams, back in the first inning, where he worked a 1-2 count and was one pitch away from getting a big out, but instead a hit by pitch, and in steps H.A. Bianchina in a big spot.
Yeah, and that's already the 7th time Michelson's been hit this season. He's been not necessarily a magnet, but it's been a fairly alarming rate. He's getting hit in well over 10% of his at-bats.
I mean, if it's that often, I feel like you kind of got to say it's a magnet at that point, because that's such an astronomical stat for baseball players to have a 10% hit by pitch rate. I don't know if he says something to the pitchers before, or if it's just the way he's crowded so far in on the plate, but nevertheless, finds himself to get on the hard way.
I mean, the only other guys who are close are Jaden Sanchez, who hasn't beaten plate appearances by a few, and then Matthew McCate is behind by 2. McCate's got 4, but that's in 12 more plate appearances, almost 20 more at-bats.
So getting to strike 2 hasn't been the issue for the Legends. It's been strike 3 for Sanchez here in this inning that has been hard to come by. And with Brett Williams on deck, the last thing you want to do is give him a chance with runners on base to potentially break the game open. So Bianchina takes upstairs. 2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. I'm sure you already know what we're going to say by now. Deuces are wild.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily want to give A.J. Bianchina anything to hit here. It's a tough spot in the lineup. I know it's just gone to a 3-2 count now, but you don't want... I mean, there's no good place to go right now because Bianchina sandwiching possibly the two most productive hitters in this power lineup. And Bianchina himself, he's already driven in 10 this summer.
Kina, payoff pitch incoming as it's delivered. He skies this one into center field. Should be routine for Hernandez, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So the Power leave 2 stranded on base. However, get the first run of the ball game across thanks to a fielder's choice RBI by Caden Durazo. The Legends looking for an answer, and we'll see if they can get it here on the CPCL Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Hey, Coachella Valley, Patrick Summers here, General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Spring is here and summer is right behind it. Don't get caught with a broken air conditioning system. Call us now. Let us get a tune-up done. We're offering a special for $79. It comes with a seasonal guarantee. Call our team today. Get yourself scheduled before the heat hits. Be proactive, not reactive. Go ahead and book at callthegeneral.com or call our offices and we'll get you taken care of.
Finance their properties.
Now we're back here for the top half of the 3rd inning. Beautiful Palm Springs Stadium. Dusk starting to fall upon us. And last night it was the Legends who actually out-hit the Power, and right now they're doing the exact same thing, but just like last night, unable to lead in the category that matters, and that's the score sheet. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Legends. And on the flip side, no runs, or 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Power. Leading off the 3rd inning will be the 9-hole hitter in Luke Herrera, and he takes a big cut and a miss at strike number 1. It's Herrera, Angeli, and Mendez. The 3 due up for the Legends. They've had 3 hits today, all of them singles, still searching for that first extra base hit. Legends team that had their fair share of extra base hits last night. 7 extra base hits, including a grand slam for the Legends last night, but not enough somehow of an offensive showing because the Power, living up to their name, had a slugfest of their own.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to compete with when you got a team that's slugging over 460. I mean, that would be a heart of the lineup number for just about any team, but for the Palm Springs Power, that's just about standard.
So now it's 2-2. After a couple straight balls from Burgess, worked count back even, but now behind 3-2, the payoff pitch upcoming, and we talked about how deadly the leadoff walk has been this season, and Burgess working quickly to avoid that, and he does. Punch out looking, the 3rd strikeout of the game by Burgess. The first he gets looking, and that's a huge first out here.
Yeah, it looked like he went with a cutter down and away, and when that one just missed, he decided to, stop playing with the other pitches, just goes right back to that heater at 90 miles an hour at the top of the zone. There was no chance for Herrera.
Absolutely love that approach on the mound from Burgess. Working quickly, trying to throw off the timing of the hitter, and that it did. All he could do was watch, but it flips it over to the top of the lineup. Joshua Angeli, the shortstop, got on base 3 times in last night's ball game. Still looking to reach for the first time today after a flyout to Marley Conley to start off the ball game back in the first. This ball that was probably 10 feet shy of the warning track in front of the Sherman's Deli and Bakery sign out there in left field. He's ahead 2-0 here. Burgess, who's been so good of being ahead in counts in the first 2 innings, has had issues of getting ahead of these first 2 hitters here, but it hasn't hurt him yet. Two-1 to Angeli, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. So all of a sudden, 2-0 to 2-2, and that's kind of what's been Burgess's bread and butter. He's been able to get himself into tough situations, but get himself out of them as well, and he'll see if he can get another punch out here. 2-2 is popped in the air. Right field, it's going to be a tough play, and there's going to be no play as that one is into the bleacher seats that we have out there in right field, and the 2-2 offering will be offered once more.
Yeah, and so far I've seen Burgess throw a fastball, slider, and what looks like a cutter. Every time he starts to lose it, though, he's been going back to that fastball, and the past 3 all have been right around 89, and he's been able to find the zone just about every time he's pulled that pitch out.
2-2, that one downstairs, 3-2, and you wonder if at any point maybe he tries to break out something that just breaks down, like maybe a changeup. See if he can have that in his repertoire, and could be a good pitch to break out here on 3-2 on a righty bat. 3-2 offering is inside, but called strike 3. Fastball getting the zone, and I don't know if Burgess thought that was out number 3. He started taking a few steps towards the dugout, but big strikeout to get out number 2 in a pitch that was borderline, to say the least.
Yeah, it looks like he pulled up the slider on that last pitch. It went a little bit inside, and he goes back to the fastball. This one had a little bit of tailing action on it, and it just went right back to the corner of the zone, 90 miles an hour to get him out. And that pitch was just in the perfect spot.
Really starting to see him rev it up now, Burgess, in the 90s. Deep breath, and now fires in the second pitch to the at-bat. So 1-1 to the 2-hole hitter in Mendez, and Mendez looking to salvage the inning in a way. Start a 2-out rally. Would be the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game if Burgess is able to execute an out here. Lefty-lefty matchup here to Mendez. The 1-1 from Burgess just off the outside, 2-1. Like some sort of combination of either the slider or the cutter. Now it's 2-1. Making it 3-1, so Burgess in danger of walking his first batter of the day. He's been in quite a few 3-ball counts, but hasn't walked anybody as of yet. Still searching for that first 1-2-3 inning as well. 3-1. And that's ball 4. Mendez has reached both times today, and 2-out rally potentially brewing for the Legends.
Yeah, no, Mendez right there. It looked like Burgess just lost to the field for a couple fastballs back-to-back. That last one, 88. And it looked like it just slipped out of the hand. Looked like the target was inside, but that one floating out, up, and away.
So now Burgess looking to find that release point here. It's now 0-1. Chris Cardenas struck out back in the first inning, but a dangerous threat with 3 hits in last night's ball game. Takes a big cut, and it's 0-2 to the future UCLA Bruin. The guy the Bruins are very excited to bring onto their roster, and hoping after building upon what has been a great summer for him so far in the CPCL that can carry over to what is now the Big Ten. Still hard to believe that teams like UCLA, USC, Oregon, Washington are in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten is a conference ranging from coast to coast. You can make that same argument with the ACC as well. It's kind of weird that you have teams that are miles from the Pacific Ocean playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference. But I digress about realignment. 0-2 about to be delivered from Burgess, and that one spiked in the dirt 1-2, but good idea, just couldn't get the wave and a miss. I wonder if maybe that was a changeup.
Yeah, it looked like that's what I'm guessing it is. The spin rate dropped a ton, but it's a little bit faster than what his slider's been all day, so the movement profile right around what a changeup should be, and goes back to the heater there, but misses. It's 2-2 now.
And I think especially when you're a lefty, that changeup isn't really a pitch you maybe have to utilize as much to the left-handed batters as it is for the righties. And it could be a pitch where if you're struggling to get that slider to get strike 3, changeup is a good backup option. The slider almost worked right there. Is a good idea, just couldn't get the chase from Cardenas. Payoff pitch coming. Runner going to be on the move in Mendez. There he goes. Cardenas on a line, center field. Leaping and making the catch is Jaden Sanchez for out number 3. Maybe took a couple steps too far in, but it didn't come back to bite him as he leaped to make the catch. Power look to add on to their already 1-0 lead in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and we'll see if they can do that here on the Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. We'll be right back for more.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection, and an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
When it comes to your home, remember, RB Roofing LLC is your local veteran-owned expert for all your roofing needs. Visit RBRoofingLLC.com to learn more.
And we welcome you back to beautiful Palm Springs Stadium and a great night of sport. Where else would you rather be than here at Palm Springs Stadium? And here for the Power, it's Brett Williams, the heart of their lineup coming up right now. 3-4-5 with Williams, Rodriguez, and Sanchez. And I think the most fortunate news for the Legend all day is that they don't have to face Brett Williams with anyone on base.
Yeah, that probably is a really good thing for the Legends because Williams has been on an absolute tear lately, and he went from not middle of the pack, but one of the guys who isn't necessarily at the top of that RBI number just about a week and a half ago, and since then has exploded all the way to an 11 RBI lead over the next best.
Yeah, he's really put a stranglehold on the RBI title for this team, and that's been due to an incredible performance all week long. He's had a hot bat all season long. When you're hitting 500, that speaks to a season of consistency for sure. hard enough at any level to hit 300, 400, but if you're getting hits half of your at-bats, you're really, really doing something right. Truly astronomical stat line for Williams so far this season. And part of that, too, is his discipline at the plate. I talked to Williams after your post-game interview asking him if him being a catcher helps him with his vision at all at the plate and kind of learning an umpire's zone. He says absolutely. It's made him a much better hitter, and it turns that vision into much better plate discipline and knowing what pitches to go after. He goes after a pitch that he liked right there as he grounds it onto the shortstop who's had a busy day in Angeli, and that's out number 1. Junie Rodriguez stepping up to the plate here. He's the right fielder in this ball game who struck out in his first go-around here, but Rodriguez has started to implement himself in the lineup a lot more this week. The Power trusting him in the cleanup spot, and he's shown off power at points this season, so looking for a little display of it right now here. Downstairs for ball 1 to Junie Rodriguez. Already off to a better start in this at-bat than his last one. There was a 3-pitch strikeout at that for Rodriguez, so looking to have a much better, much longer at-bat and hopefully turn it into a productive result for the Power.
And Junie's been awesome this season. He's got that high batting average. He's not one of the guys who's been in the lineup every single day, but he's been pretty close to an everyday starter, and in that time, 15 RBI, one of the higher marks on the team. He's walked 14 times. He's got an OPS approaching 1,100.
For the third time today, Mason Sanchez has plunked a batter. It's the first time he's plunked a lefty in this one. It's been a pair of righties that he's hit here.
And believe it or not, that's the first time Junie's been a hit this season.
So we've had a lot of guys on this team for the Power find themselves on base via way of the hit by pitch. Junie has not been one of those up until today. And Rodriguez still searching for that first stolen base of the season. He's only tried stealing one bag this season. He was caught doing so, but that came against the California Halos way back at the start of the season. But in steps Jaden Sanchez, another guy with tremendous pop, and they won in the air. Right fielder calling for it, and Erlinson, and we're getting just under one is Sanchez. A little bit frustrated, but hoping his not only Power teammate, but UNLV Rebel teammate and Caden Richards can pick him up and drive in a big run here to extend the lead for the Power, maybe by 2 or 3.
Yeah, it looks like Sanchez was expecting a different pitch there, probably a fastball, because that one, it was middle, but he was just way in front of it. Got it off the end of the bat. And again, that a lazy fly ball to the right fielder. Richards, who had the error came around to score, I'll call it a single, but whatever the statistician says goes for Richards at the end of the day. But bang play ended up at second base and ended up coming around to score after a pair of sacrifice RBIs, although they won't go down as sacrifices. Productive at-bats, nevertheless, from both Conley and Durazo. Now it's Caden Richards ahead in the count already, 2-0. Richards, who's been a mainstay in this Power lineup all season long, leading the team in plate appearances with 129. Come into tonight, so this is 131st. Richards, 4 straight games with a hit for him. And it's been 9 of his last 10 where he's been able to get a hit as well. The RBIs haven't been coming as often as they did at the start of the season for Richards, and that's been due to him fluctuating throughout different parts of the order. But what has been a mainstay for Richards has been his fantastic glove over there at third base. And although there's probably positions he could be better at, such as shortstop, maybe second base, the hot corner is where he's excelled this season, and maybe where he'll get some reps for the UNLV Rebels next season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Richards
pops this one into center field. Hernandez ranging under and will make the catch for out number 3. So the Power leave runners stranded once again. They've had runners in every single inning, but only have one run to show for it. We head to the top half of the 4th inning, a quick-moving ball game so far. The Legends trailing 1-0, looking to get a run back when we get back here to the Palm Springs Power YouTube channel.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers, all about.
Thank you for calling the Sandwich Spot. Is this a sandwich emergency? It's a sandwich emergency!
Great sandwiches made with love. The Sandwich Spot. Love all, eat all. Located in downtown Palm Springs inside of the Henry Frank Arcade.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
And we're back here at Palm Springs Stadium, top half of the 4th inning, just moments away. And in stepping is the beer batter to start things off here in our 4th inning. That would be Isaiah Hernandez, who's had a busy day defensively, but offensively only one at bat so far, and that was a 6-3 ground out. And the bottom half, or the top half of the 1st inning for the Legends. 3 singles and a walk for the Legends. They've had a base runner in every inning so far, as have the Power. Stranded base runners have been the difference so far. Both starting pitchers able to wiggle themselves out of tough jams. Hernandez on the ground, so the beer batter will not deliver for the second time tonight, but it is a 4-3 ground out and the first out for the Power nevertheless. As the throw around the infield wasn't as flawless as the actual play by Bianchina. Spikes its way all the way into the outfield. Conley recovers the baseball. Doesn't do any damage there. First out of the inning has been recorded. And it's been 7 straight batters without a hit for the Legends. They've had a walk in that time frame. But a double play as well has been mixed in there, so 8 outs in the last 7 batters. Not a recipe for success. Ball, no strikes to Aiden Erlinson, the right fielder of this ball game, who led off the 2nd inning with the base hit.
And a lot of it, too, might be just the work and really the nature of who Burgess is as a pitcher. He doesn't necessarily have the overpowering stuff that you'd see from some other guys. You know, he's sitting in the mid to high 80s. He can touch the low 90s, but it's a relatively untraditional look that you're getting from him. He's coming from the left side, and as a bigger guy, and that one gets fouled off, you'd expect he gets down the mound fairly well, but this isn't the case for him. As far as extension goes, for just how far down the mound you are when you deliver the baseball, his extension at 5'4" is just about as low as I've seen out of any pitcher.
It's another ground ball. Back-to-back 4-3 groundouts to Bianchina. 2 up, 2 down, and it'll be up to A.J. Logsdon to try and salvage the inning and get the first 1-2-3 inning for either side all day. But you talked about that extension, but he also does a tremendous job of hiding the baseball Does that extension maybe create an advantage for him instead of a disadvantage?
So for a lot of guys, you see that extension term, and you see it thrown around for guys like Tyler Glasnow or some of the taller pitchers in the sport. And, you see some crazy numbers like 7, almost 8 feet of extension. We saw one here 2 years ago with Brenton Thiels, who's now pitching in the Pioneer League. He was 7 feet tall and getting down the mound almost 8 feet.
Well, hold up. This one is cranked into left field. Conley ranging under it, got a bad beat on it, and that one will fall. That one going to be charged an error to Amari Conley. But a 2-out, 2-base error has opened the door for the Legends.
And it's just a really tough part of the night to start fielding fly balls here. Amari Conley in left field right at that dusk time. It's just so hard. The ball almost blends in with the sky. And it's a bit of a breezy night tonight. My scorebook's flying around right now. And for him in left field, that means that the ball is basically getting pushed back, so it affects the spin a little bit. And he'll tell you he should make that play 10 times out of 10, but it's not necessarily the most routine play. But back to that extension number as it's 0-1 pitch to Johnson, it's something that when it's in such an extreme in the other direction with, Burgess is over 6 feet tall. He's only getting down the mound 5 feet. It might allow him to get maybe a little bit more break on his pitches compared to some guys who release it a little further down. The pitch has more time to develop. It looks a little bit different out of the hand. And you mentioned that hiding the baseball. He has the baseball behind his body for a little while, or for a longer than average time before he whips his arm around. So that might also combine to just a little bit of that deception factor.
So not just, he's taking a little bit off velocity, but what he's losing in velocity, he's gaining in break and other aspects that's been causing the weak contact he's been forcing all night long. And should have been his first 1-2-3 inning of the outing, but the Conley misplayed foul ball. But he's still in an 0-2 count here, looking to get himself out of the inning. Nevertheless, the 0-2 to Trent Johnson upcoming, and that's a breaking ball on the outer half, strike 3, and that is the inning. 4 straight innings of donuts for Sam Burgess. He's wiggled himself out of a couple of jams, but has been flawless so far, and it's the Legends looking to keep the deficit at just 1, and the Power offense looking to have a different say in that. A lot of fun baseball here. The Power looking for a 1 seed here at Palm Springs Stadium. Don't go anywhere. A lot of drama still in store here at Palm Springs Stadium.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bottom of the 4th here at Palm Springs Stadium. Sam Egan joined alongside Stephen Buxton, and the bottom of the lineup due up here for the Power. It's 7-8-9 and Amari Conley, Caden Durazo, and Kai Cunningham looking to give the Power. It's way too early to say any insurance, but to add on the lead just a little bit more.
And I'll take a part of what we were talking about last inning, and the deception and the extension of Sam Burgess. He's a guy who's over 6 feet tall, only getting down the mound 5 feet. I saw one pitch where the extension was exactly 5 foot 1 inch. And then on the other side, Mason Sanchez, he's a 6'6" pitcher who is getting down the mound 7 foot 2. And there's one of his warm-up pitches that was 8 feet 6 inches down the mound. So it's just a completely different world that you're playing in there with Mason Sanchez. I mean, some of these pitches they're getting released like borderline 57, 58 feet from the batter.
That causes it to run in up on the batter a lot quicker than it may seem in the box.
Or apologies, it's actually 52, 53 feet from the batter, because you're cutting down that much off of 60 feet 6 inches. So it's running up on you a lot more than it looks like.
1-1 right there to Amari Conley. Conley had the ground ball, but moved Richards over to third and later came around to score after a Durazo ground out. Big cut and miss there from Conley. He was trying to not just drive one over the infield, but maybe over the outfielders' heads as well.
And just for some context on, how much that change in your extension affects a pitch. We've been seeing a lot in the mid-80s out of Mason Sanchez.
Now it's 2-2 to Amari Conley.
And that fastball in the mid-80s there actually played up almost 4 miles an hour just off of how much farther down the mound he's releasing that ball.
Working from outside to inside on Conley, couldn't get a chase at either end, and now it brings up a payoff pitch, and wondering if he's going to attack maybe high and middle high. Try and get a swing and a miss on Conley. Working inside, outside, and now the payoff pitch goes right up the middle, just as suspected, but another 6-3 putout. A busy day for Joshua Angeli, but he's made every play he's had a chance at so far.
Yeah, that's a great job by Angeli. He was shifted over, not a ton, but a lot closer to second base than he would be playing against a right-handed hitter, probably about 10 feet or so away. So he was able to move well to his left, pick that ball up fairly cleanly, and the big part is the fact that he set his feet and fired a strike down to first when you are dealing with one of the fastest runners you'll see in Amari Conley. Some guys will get a little nervous, rush things a little bit, and they might throw it away.
So with one out here, it's Caden Durazo who drove in the lone run of the ball game on a fielder's choice. Drove in Caden Richards, who has one of 2 power hits so far, the other being from AJ Bianchino. And what's been the Power's main form of offense this ball game, I should say, has been the hit by pitch. 3 hit by pitches in this ball game tonight.
Yeah, that's just kind of an anomaly. I mean, I know that Sanchez is trying to pitch inside on these power batters, but you never go into a game expecting to have 3 guys already hit with 1 out in the 4th.
Many have more hit by pitches than actual hits the Power do today. It's only the 3rd inning. Still no walks yet for the Power. And 2 of those hit by pitches as well coming on 1-2 counts. As that one is lined up the middle, base hit past the diving glove of Herrera. The 8-hole hitter for the Power with 1 out gets on in Durazo. And the Roadrunner looking to run himself around the bases and hoping his teammates can pick him up in order to do so. It's Kai Cunningham in the 9th spot who already has a base hit in this game.
Yeah, Durazo's been really good the last couple of days, especially on that road trip. He hit a couple balls hard. He played a really nice shortstop, and here just flattens out that bad path and sends that pitch right back up the middle. It's a simple approach from him. It looked like he cut down the swing a little bit just to go with more of a contact-based approach, and when you're just trying to string together base runners, you're trying to mount something for that top of the lineup, I mean, that is a perfect way to do it.
There's a great pitch of 2-out hitting as the ball gets away, and Durazo's going to get second base. He's going to slide in there, but didn't need to. The ball got away. Cunningham already a base hit in this ball game. Had a nice approach with 2 outs to just go right up the middle and start a 2-out rally. Michelson got hit by a pitch as well, but they were left stranded after a 2-out fly ball from A.J. Bianchina with 2 on. One. Cunningham, who takes upstairs, 2-1. Cunningham's been solid for this team defensively as well, in addition to his limited sample size of offensive numbers. 1. Fly ball on the infield. It's the third baseman calling for it and making the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, fastball at the top of the zone. Cunningham just got under that thing. And looks like he got a little bit off the hands. Swing that was going inside out and trying to lift the ball, and he lifted it just way too much there. So Michelson still got a chance here. He's got a runner in scoring position, but he'd rather do that with one out than 2.
Michelson, it's a guy who really doesn't matter for him what situation he steps into. He's going to produce whether it's no outs or 2 outs. I'm sure if he got an opportunity with 3 outs, he'd produce as well because he's been that type of hitter. Type of guy that would start a 3-out rally, even though those obviously don't exist. He's a guy that you love to be a spark plug, a table setter for your offense, but hasn't been put in too many opportunities to drive in runs in bunches.
Yeah, and a lot of that is just circumstantial with being the leadoff hitter. You got to start the game, and more often than not, you're probably starting an inning, starting a clean inning.
On the ground, fielded cleanly by Mendez. His throw not as clean, but clean enough to get the 3rd out of the inning. So Michelson is out on a ground out, and the Legends pitching staff, after only giving up a run in the 2nd inning, has responded nicely. They're hoping their offense can help them out just a little bit. It's been a low-scoring ball game here at Palm Springs Stadium, 1-0.
Quality first is quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
And we welcome you back here for the top half of the 5th inning, nearly halfway home at Palm Springs Stadium. And what a ball game it's been so far.
Yeah, it's been a well-pitched game. Both guys are able to really take advantage of their fielders, let's just say, between Sanchez and Burgess. They've been doing it different ways, but it's been a well-played game defensively. Only 2 errors, 1 on each side, but a couple double plays have helped the power out. And really, you mentioned the importance of the free passes that have been handed the Powers way, especially the guys who have been hit, and so far that's the difference.
There's a lot of different factors you can definitely point to in this ball game as being difference makers. The Power are looking for someone to make a difference in this ball game for them here to maybe extend the lead a little bit more, but a difference maker on the mound has been Sam Burgess, who's gone 4 shutties so far and looking to add on.
Yeah, and on the other side, Mason Sanchez has been good as well, just the 1 unearned run on his book. But right now, the Legends not going to rest on their laurels. They do have a pitcher warming up.
Ground ball, tough play in between the 5 and 6 hole. The throw from Durazo. Not going to be in time, but a nice effort nonetheless as leadoff infield single to get things started for the Legends in this 5th inning.
Yeah, and Gorella's not going to be too upset about that. It's not a well-hit ball, but for Sam Burgess, that's one of those hits that you just have to look at how the ball came off the bat. You got to look at the result of the pitch, and you've just got to be, content with the fact that he did not get a good swing. He did not get good contact, and
this one on the ground, Bianchina over to Durazo to throw to first. Gets away and is off the media well. They're going to try and tag him saying he was out of the baseline, but does not work. Just a fielder's choice. Almost a quickly executed 4-6-3, but they'll just get the 4-6 and 1 away here in the 5th inning, excuse me.
And that's a great job by Herrera, just never quitting on that play. It looked like once that ball was in Bianchina's hands, that was going to be basically just a double play handed over to them, but Herrera hustling down the line. It was going to be a tough play at the end, but looked like Durazo had a little bit of trouble getting it out of the glove and then just pulled that ball out of the hand, and there was no chance for Cunningham.
Oh, absolutely no chance. And while that was a quick feed from Bianchina, I think it's just the speed in the box that really caused an even greater indifference on the play. That one fouled back into Sunrise Park. No balls, 2 strikes. As maybe it's Burgess looking for another ground ball to get him out of the inning. Go 2. That one gets away. And Michelson able to get there just in time to not allow the runner to get to third base, but double play is essentially eliminated. And with the top of the order up, Joshua Angeli, who's 0 for 2 today, but reached 3 times yesterday, looking to reach base here and potentially tie this ball game up. That one's hit softly on the ground. Going to be a tough play. Durazo bobbles the ball. I think that one's going to be a hit anyway. No, it will not. An error to Caden Durazo.
Yeah, it's not the best defensive inning for Caden Durazo. That one not as easy because you've got Caden Richards coming across potentially trying to make that play, but he bails off, lets Durazo go after that, but maybe that affected the sight lines a little bit. But either way, again, Durazo, that's going to be a play that he'd tell you he should make in his sleep.
Well, it's a play that was hit at 49 miles an hour off the bat, so it being hit so softly, there may not have been a chance to get Angeli, who was blazing it out of the box anyways. But a single that started the inning, now a fielder's choice and an error have caused it to be ducks on the pond with 1 out here. Make that 0-2. Mendez in the 0-2 hole, who is singled and also walked in this ball games, so he's reached every time so far. Despite the lefty-lefty matchup, he's been unfazed until here. Bianchina misses the ground ball that would have ended the inning. Instead, this ball game is tied as that one squirts into center field as everyone just swaps places, but would look to be the inning-ending 4-6-3 twin killing could turn into a potential avalanche as the Legends have tied it in the go-ahead run standing 90 feet away.
And this has not been a good defensive inning for the Power, and specifically that middle infield between Bianchina and Durazo. Durazo threw that ball away to start the inning and then gets that error on the ball by Angeli, and then right there, Bianchina just a routine ground ball to second base. I mean, that's a ball that's got double play written all over it, and it looked like he just picked his head up a little bit too early.
And what's really unfortunate about that now, obviously, is the go-ahead run with less than 2 outs standing 90 feet away, but not just that, the unearned runs have been what's come back to bite the Power typically this season when they've had their few losses. Already 3 errors in this ball game, and when you make 3 errors in a game, more likely than not, you don't deserve to win. Especially what's been a low-scoring affair, only 1 run for each side. That especially isn't going to cut it. Burgess trying to work through already 1 unearned run. A strikeout would go a long way. Cardenas 0 for 2 in this ball game, but he's a guy we've mentioned is incredibly dangerous. A triple and 2 singles in last night's ball game, which was a 3 for 5 effort for the future UCLA Bruin. The 0-2 called, strike 3. Cardenas down on strikes for the second time today. The first time he'll go down looking, and that's 5 in total for Burgess.
Yeah, and Burgess, a little bit of misfortune on his end with his defense this inning, and he just goes back and says, I'm going to take care of this myself. The high slider there, not a pitch you often want to throw, but he gets the exact result he wants. That one just right on the top of the zone to have Hernandez frozen.
Typically in that situation, you're either thinking high fastball or a breaking ball low in the zone. So he saw a pitch up in the zone was Cardenas, and I think once he saw the pitch was up in the zone, thought it was going to be a fastball. Turned out not to be the case, and by that time it was far too late. So 2 outs and still first and third here. Jose Hernandez 0 for 2 in the ballgame, struggling with the lefty Burgess so far, and didn't like that slider. Went with the exact same pitch he went on the last at-bat to finish off Cardenas. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but obviously the high breaking ball, throwing that pitch consistently could lead to damage. And tried going with another slider there. That one out of the zone. I feel like now you got to go with the fastball inside, with especially a base open. It's not too big of a risk. This one up the middle, a base hit. And the Legends have their first lead of the ball game, a 2-run inning, all unearned runs. And Isaiah Hernandez, his first hit of the ball game, his first RBI of the game, to give the Legends their first lead.
Yeah, that's a great job there. He's got a couple pitches at the top of the zone from Burgess, and then Burgess pulls a fastball down well below the zone, and Hernandez had to go golfing for that one. That ball was probably at least a ball and a half below the zone, so getting right above the shoestrings there, but deposits it into center field, so did his job, moved the line, and more importantly, gave the Legends the lead.
Went middle low right there and ended up working in his favor. And for Hernandez, went out and chased the pitch out of the zone, but was able to just put a good piece of wood on it. So all credit to Hernandez. Went after a tough pitch, and this one's over to Bianchino. He'll take his time, field, get the throw over in time for out number 3. Damage done, nevertheless, by the Legends. 2 runs, both of them unearned. But they'll take the lead into the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're halfway home here at Palm Springs Stadium, and a lot to still be unsorted here. Don't go anywhere because we still have a fun game, a still second half of ball game left for you here. 2-1 Legends.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch.
AJ Bianchino getting things going here in this bottom half of the 5th in an inning where the Power desperately need, well, not desperately, but they'd like to answer back quickly against this Legends lineup. And it's a new arm that they'll have to face here. It's Jacob Villegas, product of Western Oregon, filling in for Sanchez after 4 innings, only 1-run baseball. Three hits given up, also 3 hit by pitches. So that one's over the first or third baseman's head in Mendez. And Bianchino, leadoff base hit, and with his speed, you know he's going to treat himself as a true leadoff guy.
Yeah, that's a great job by Bianchino, just immediately forcing the issue, putting a ball in play, getting on base, and you mentioned that speed. That a big part here. The Power could really use a crooked number. I know they're only down by 1, but if they could put up potentially 2, 3, 4 this inning, then they've got an opportunity to really set themselves up going into the later innings of this game. But again, the only goal really, get them back to square one.
And with the speed of Bianchino, very easy to get to square one if you can swipe a base, and with Brett Williams being as potent as he has been offensively all season long. Put a big swing into this one. The 0-1. Breaking ball on the outer half, called for a strike. That one wasn't particularly close, but Williams will have to readjust, understand the strike zone, and attack here on 0-2.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if Bianchino gets moving here. He can absolutely fly. He's a great base runner.
Doesn't here. Instead, it's a line drive down line. Fair ball. Who else but Brett Williams to supply a clutch hit? Bianchino rounding third. He's going to head for the plate. Tying run coming to cross, and he will score. First to home on a double by Brett Williams. His reign of terror continues, and this one tied at 2s.
RBI number 33 on the season for Brett Williams, and this one just serves it down the line and lets that thing ride. I mentioned A.J. Bianchino might be going on that pitch because you're thinking, okay, maybe something in the gap. He can score from first fairly easily if he's moving, but he wasn't, and he did not need it. He's 17 for 17 on stolen bases, and that one right here showing the speed, scoring from first on a ball where a lot of the guys, I mean, they get to third, and it's an immediate stop sign, but not the case for Bianchina.
And now up steps Junie Rodriguez, who right now is looking to drive across the go-ahead run of the game after only one run combined between these teams in the first 4 innings. We've had 3 already in this 5th frame alone. So offensive fireworks galore here at Palm Springs Stadium here in this 5th frame. And Power looking for more and to make it a true cricket number. Rodriguez, Sanchez, and Richards, the 3 due up who are going to be tasked with driving in that go-ahead run, and Williams standing at second base. It's going to be Rodriguez's job first to do his job and try and drive him in. Takes a pitch on the outside, called for a strike, but until you get to 2 strikes, you see that outside pitch has been called all day, but no reason to go after it until you get to 2 strikes. As Rodriguez wisely lays off. Got a big gap in between that 5 and 6 spot as Rodriguez pops this one in the air right field. Will that be enough for Williams to tag? It does not appear so, as that one is caught for out number 1, and the throw was absolutely shanked, but Williams not going, so fortunately no damage done. And I think fortunately for Erlinson especially, because that throw barely touched the lip of the infield grass.
And I think that throw really was just, Erlinson was expecting to see Williams go, and maybe he just looked up and was already getting ready to throw that thing down to third, but almost a little bit of a shock that he wasn't there. I'm not sure what happened.
Nevertheless, it didn't prove to be costly, as now Jaden Sanchez up in a big spot, a pair of UNLV Rebels, the next 2 tasked with driving in Brett Williams. This is the first of the pair in Jaden Sanchez. Sanchez hasn't been here as long as Richards, but also has had a valiant impact on the season nonetheless for the Power, and has been a big bat for this team wherever they pick and plop him.
And this is a great spot to be for the Power because you've got arguably the 2 fastest guys on the team at second and at the plate. Jaden Sanchez on the season, 3 doubles. He's got a couple home runs, 6 stolen bases, though.
One, 2. Now to Jaden Sanchez. It's been a lot of 2 straight counts for this Power team. How they respond in this one, we remain to see. Sanchez takes downstairs. That one's going to get away. Williams going to walk over to third base, and now any sort of contact for Sanchez should drive in this run. And with this one being a little bit of a low-scoring affair, the Legends understanding how important each and every single run is, they will bring the infield in for now, but now it's only going to be the corners that are staying in.
And don't be surprised if Brett Williams here is taking a big lead.
He does. The play's going to go to home. The ground ball will be in time after the 5-2 putout from Mendez to Johnson.
And this is a great reaction by the Legends defense right there. Johnson able to pick that up and throw it, or able to receive that throw from Mendez and make sure that he's not blocking the plate at first. And you see on that slide that Brett Williams had a tough time getting in there because that throw guided him into the plate. And once he had that ball in his hand, he's able to do whatever he wants.
Richards goes after the first pitch and will punch it into center field for a base knock. So a pair of Rebels on the base paths with 2 away. And in steps Amari Conley, a pair of ground balls to the shortstop here today. It's been starting to go the opposite way a little bit more. The start of the year is pulling the ball a bit. Saw him going towards the right side, and now it's been more towards the left side. So spraying the ball across the field has been Conley this season, but still looking to really break out, and this would be a great time for him to do so as the postseason is fastly approaching.
Yeah, and Conley, he has been hitting the ball a little bit the other way lately, but right now the Legends playing him to about as extreme of a shift as you'll see.
Last few ground balls have gone up the middle, but with the shortstop being right at home in that position, Conley's just got to be sitting there wondering, what do I got to do to get a hit?
If he puts anything on that left side, as long as he doesn't hit it basically directly to third base, it's a hit. And then there's a pretty large gap between shortstop and the second baseman, who's playing halfway to first. The only issue, pretty much anything up the middle is going to get covered.
3-0 to Conley, and it seems like an automatic red light situation. You want to load up the bases, and especially with Durazo, the righty, on deck to face a lefty. It seems more of an ideal matchup to have. Conley takes on the outside, when just narrowly clipping the corner. It's 3-1. When taken the opposite way by Conley, this one dropping fast and will fall down the line, but foul.
Conley saw a breaking ball below the zone, dropped the head of the bat, and took that thing inside out the other way. It's a great approach, and if he had that thing maybe a foot closer to the line, that thing's fair, but just barely out of play. And if that thing was fair, no doubt that the runner from second, Sanchez, is scoring, and Richards was already rounding second. I mean, there's a chance he gets to third on that play.
Said swing and miss, strike 3, and Conley down on strike. So the Power get the run back, and after 5 innings, it's essentially a new ball game. 2s apiece for both sides, and as we head to the top half of the 6th inning, both bullpens are going to be the decisive factors on who wins this ball game. A new arm will be out for the Power, and we'll meet them.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are two teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City, facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
Welcome back here to Palm Springs Stadium. Isaac Sanchez, the new arm for the Palm Springs Power, and Buxton, he's been one of the best this year for the Power. What is he going to bring to the table here tonight?
Well, he's got a solid fastball, and he's got a couple different off-speed pitches that he really likes to use, but what he does so well is he throws strikes at almost a higher rate than just about anyone who comes through here, and he basically does not walk anyone at all.
One is in the air right field, but tracked down in time by Junior Rodriguez to get the first out of the inning. You mentioned the strikes. A lot of them, doesn't walk hardly anybody, and I think for a lot of coaches, whether it's the collegiate level or especially the professional level, all they want are guys who can throw strikes and not work their teams out of innings by walking batters, by hitting batters, and Sanchez is one of those guys who will definitely be a coach's best friend.
Yeah, and with Sanchez, he was in the first game of the doubleheader against the Inland Valley Bucks, and he struck out a pair. He, in 16 pitches, managed to keep it well over 50% strikes, but again, he's a guy who just works so quickly. He gets a lot of soft contact, but that one's going to run up and in and hit him.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first batter he's hit all year.
Yeah, the first batter he's hit all year, just the fourth free pass total. In 11 appearances, he's pitched 13 innings and 1 out, including today. But in 13 1/3, he's only hit 1.
So this is by far the toughest task that this team will have to deal with. Big cut and miss right there. Strike one to get it started to Garcia, who's single but also had that double play back in the second inning. Sanchez tries going with the slider. That one misses. 1-1.
And the only thing for Sanchez that might be a downside for Casey Dill, he's not a guy who you're traditionally going to get a ton of length out of. So far this season, in 11 games, he's only gone multiple innings twice.
This may be a situation where you try and extend him, though. Sanchez, typically a guy you bring in 7th, 8th inning. Maybe sometimes even in for close situations. His slider just misses right there, and it's, I believe, going to be a payoff pitch coming up here.
Yeah, Sanchez doesn't have a save this season, but he has pitched a lot of late innings in these games. Against Southern Nevada, he was in the 7th inning. Against the Bucks, he closed it out in the 9th, and that one misses.
So now it's a payoff pitch, 3-2. Scoreboard threw me off a little bit. We're seeing a big count here, and see if he goes with another slider. Sanchez instead goes with the fastball, and see you later.
Yeah, Sanchez had a couple sliders back up on him earlier in that at-bat. One of them was for a ball, but he decides to ditch the off-speed and goes straight to the heat. That one in on the hands, but perfectly in the zone.
Great job of sequencing there by Sanchez, who's gone fastball majority on the inside of those righties and the slider on the outer half. So Garcia, who's been getting entirely sliders on the outer half, saw the pitch on the outer portion of the plate, figured it would be a slider, and just took it all the way, and instead it was a fastball that clipped the zone and ended the at-bat. Big second out, but the threat not yet done. Outside pitch has been a strike all day. That one was definitely a strike, as Herrera seemed a little bit shocked by it. But that one was definitely there, and continuing to set up outside now is Michelson reading the situation, and he gets it off the end of the bat for Herrera, and that one is a fly ball to shortstop, and Durazo will make the catch for out number 3. Bottom of the lineup taken care of by Sanchez, and we'll see who will indeed get a multi-inning outing. Nevertheless, we're still tied as we head to the bottom of the 6th, and the Power looking to tack on some more runs when we return here to the Power Baseball YouTube channel between the Legends and the Power.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are two teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
Power looking to claim the lead back. They had a 1-0 lead up until the top half of the 5th inning, where the Legends not only took the tie, but took the lead, but that lead was short-lived as the Power got one back immediately back in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So if you're just joining us, you're joining us at the perfect time. It's a tie ball game and plenty of drama still to be sorted out and short time to get there. Sam Egan joined alongside my good buddy and colleague, Stephen Buxton. As it's a first pitch strike to Durazo. Durazo fielded short's RBI and then a single in this ball game. Buxton, we've been talking about it all day long. Power offense have had a lot of guys step up, but Brett Williams has been the headliner for this offense. But with him being due up 5th in this inning, who's someone that could maybe potentially step up and give him the lead right now?
Well, you're looking for a guy like Kai Cunningham to possibly set the table. If either him or Durazo can do something, as that one's outside for ball one. If either, all you need is one of Durazo or Cunningham to be on for a guy like Owen Michelson to start something going. Once you get to the top of that lineup, you're just so happy to have any of those options. AJ Bianchina is also dynamic.
Down the line foul for Durazo.
And this is also a really good situation for the Power because if Durazo, if Cunningham can get on, then you've got some guys who can really run, specifically Durazo too. The guy can absolutely fly. So if Michelson can hit something hard, then there's a chance of a guy like Durazo scoring from first.
1-2. That one chopped on the ground. Going to be a tough play for the second baseman in Herrera. Charging in, throwing. And he got him. What an effort out there by Luke Herrera at second base.
And I said Durazo can fly, and he showed it there. That one barely hit, just a rollover off the end of the bat at 45 miles an hour. And it was hit so softly that it took a heck of an effort from that second baseman, Herrera. And Durazo with the wheels, making that play that shouldn't have been close into one of the closest of the night.
Yeah, I saw that swing right there, and I was wondering, was that a swing from Durazo, or was that your swing on the back nine earlier today?
We don't need to talk about how I started the back nine.
Rough day on the links towards the end for Mr. Stephen Buxton. The 1-0 here to Kai Cunningham, and that's now 2-0.
Let's just say I stopped keeping track after about 16 and my third double bogey on the back.
Well, we capped it at double bogey.
Yeah,
let's say that.
Yeah, thank God my round was free.
Eased the pain a little bit, and the 2-0. Now 3-0 to Cunningham, and the last thing you want is to walk a batter to face Owen Michelson, who really was a table setter for this Power offense last night, and a guy who can drive in runs if he gets the opportunity to do so. But hasn't been put in that opportunity too much this season. 3-1. Kai Cunningham, the first baseman, donning the number 1. And he takes ball 4.
And this is all you need. A guy like Kai Cunningham gets on. He can run fairly well. And you're getting to the top of that lineup. Bianchina can fly too. But it all starts with Owen Michelson.
Michelson still seeking that first hit of the ball game.
And if I'm Michelson, I am staring right at that Bright Event Rentals banner in right center field. There is a huge gap in right center, and he's a guy who's able to use all sides of the field.
Either in between the Bright and the Sunbelt Rentals banner. I like what you're saying. That's the ideal target zone for Michelson to drive in the go-ahead run. Racing against the lefty in Viejas.
And it's not just giving Cunningham a chance to potentially score from first, but it's also, if he hits it into that gap, there's a chance that Michelson's standing on third.
Not just a chance. I think it's a very good possibility that ends up happening as Michelson follows this one back towards Sunrise Park. So some struggle for command for Viejas, who is behind on Michelson 2-0 and walked Cunningham. So looking to start attacking the strike zone, as that could create problems against a really tough bat in Michelson. Nowhere to really put him. With Bianchina on deck, who's 2 for 3 in the ball game. I don't know if that's exactly who you want to face in this situation, as Bianchina, the switch hitter, better from the left side hitting, but able to do damage from the right equally as well. As what's most important about Bianchina is whether it's the left side or the right side, speed is universal. Michelson 0 for 2 in the ballgame, has a hit by pitch, and he's in a big payoff count right now. The bottom of the 6th, a tie game, and that pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 down here in the inning. That's the second strikeout of the outing for Viejas, the 4th overall. By Legends pitching, and now brings up A.J. Bianchina. It's a guy you'd much rather have up with 2 outs as opposed to 1 if you're the Legends. Yeah, first time hitting from the right side today.
For Bianchina, all his goal is just put something in play and just start some chaos on the bases. When you've got Cunningham and Bianchina running around, all sorts of things can happen. And with Bianchina, if he gets on, he is 17 for 17 on stolen bases this season.
He pops this one straight back, and is that just me, or did you hear Ethan Oliveras start to get a little bit antsy over there, seeing a foul ball get somewhat close to the booth?
Yeah, I think I heard our PA mic get knocked down with Ethan trying to dive for that one.
He's made it very, very visibly evident that he wants a foul ball. And with the last week of the season coming up, I know I don't think you can really try to hit a foul ball up here, but maybe it's something that we can see if we can ask the players to try and get done for a good boy, Ethan.
What, are you just going to go down and ask, like, hey, Brett, next time you're up...
Hey, Brett, just get a little bit under it.
Yeah, can you be late on your first 2 pitches?
It's right over the netting.
You know, I'm not a betting man, but I'm not going to put money on
Okay,
that.
now I know you're just lying. Ball 4 to Michelson. Or, I'm sorry, to Bianchina with 2 away. And in steps the man of the hour, Brett Williams. And I'm sure he's getting tired of all the post-game interviews, but with all the clutch hits he's been supplying, there's really been no one else to talk to on this team, and everyone the fans want to hear for is the guy who's been putting in the results all season long, and it's another opportunity for him to drive in another clutch run. Just last inning, drove in the tying run on a double, and now a chance for him to drive in the go-ahead run here.
And no shock here that there is a meeting at the mound, because Brett Williams, again, there's no superlative you can't put on him, whether it's been, you know, a guy who's been clutch, a guy who's been dominant, and he's a guy who's made any park look small. And in the last couple of days, he's just been tacking up the RBIs and extra base hits.
And on the opposing side, you understand the dominance he's had at the plate. Do you pitch around him, maybe even intentionally walk him to try and face Junior Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 on the day?
I don't think you want to pitch around anyone, especially if it's going to be loading the bases. And if it's loading the bases for a guy like Junior Rodriguez, I know he's 0 for 2, but you're loading the bases for the cleanup hitter.
Creates a lefty-lefty matchup as well, but Rodriguez has proven that he can hit the lefties just as well as he can hit the righties.
What I would say, though, is just do not expect anything to be a great pitch for Brett Williams to hit.
I'd argue that he may not even see a fastball. 1-0. And if that was the fastball, it was a very uncompetitive one and one that had no chance of reaching the zone.
Yeah, I'd say you'd probably see the fastball just simply to keep him honest, but it's probably going to be a lot of changeups down and towards that left-handed batter's box.
Got a hanging pitch, and that one grounded instead. Tough play from Angeli. Looked like a miscommunication at first between him and Mendez. But a surging bat, and Williams finally brought down in a clutch situation. What a game we have in store here. The Power looking to clinch the #1 seed in the CPCL, but the second-place Legends looking to put a halt to that threat. Tie ball game as we head to the top of the 7th, and still anyone's game. Don't go anywhere. A lot of fun still in store.
Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Nearly stretch time here at Palm Springs Stadium, and stretch time has been one of our favorite parts of the season, Steven. Obviously, both of our vocals have been tested this season, and I think me and you are 1A and 1B for contenders for best 7th inning stretches of the season.
I don't think anyone needs to see me sing again. I might have to retire. I think my vocals are much more suited for this setting.
I'd argue a modern-day Harry Carey, but Buxton says otherwise. But a lot to be decided here at Palm Springs Stadium. It's been a low-scoring game, the lowest scoring game we've seen at Palm Springs Stadium as of yet this season to this point. And it's the top of the lineup for the Legends, so it's don't want to say now or never, but this is the spot if you're going to get offense going. It's your leadoff hitter to really be the table setter and start the offense on the right foot.
Yeah, and for the new pitcher, George Villanueva, just his second appearance of the season. The first one was on July 3rd against the California Rush. He pitched an inning. He walked 2. He struck out 2. Did not allow a run, though.
Villanueva, a guy who pitches primarily to the three outcomes of baseball. Either will give up a really hard hit, a strikeout, or a walk, and he's looking for a strikeout here. This one instead hit really hard to center field, ranging back at the track, at the wall, and that one's off the top of the wall. Sanchez throws that one in, but not before the leadoff double by Joshua Angeli.
Yeah, and it would have been the same result either way, but I thought that ball might have bounced off the batter's eye for a second. I mean, it would have taken an incredible hop to get over there, but it looked like just there was a second where that ball might have gotten close to leaving the yard.
The wind wasn't going to do it any favors, let me tell you that. Really a tough ballpark to get much of anything out of here.
So it looked like it was going to be a ground rule double. Either way, it's a stand-up double for Angeli, and now Villanueva's got to work.
And it doesn't get any easier with Mendez, Cardenas, and Hernandez. Mendez is reaching all three plate appearances today in all three different ways. He's had a walk, a single, and has also reached on an error. He's behind in the count 0-2, and he showed some frustration right there. He thought that was a pitch he really could have turned on. Instead, it was a little bit early on it, I should say. Or late, excuse me. Now in an 0-2 hole. Pitch from Villanueva to Mendez. That one downstairs. Call for a ball, 1-2. Been primarily the fastball for Villanueva here, the first three pitches to Mendez. And you wonder if this is the point where he breaks out the breaking ball.
If he's got a changeup in his back pocket, I'd probably throw it right here.
See if he goes with that instead. It's one hit into left field. That'll be a base hit. Conley fielding in the stop sign. Going up at third for Angeli. As now the ball gets away. And the run will score anyways. Mendez into second. And on an errant throw, the Legends take their first lead of the game, or their second lead of the game, excuse me, and the Power have committed their fourth error of the ball game.
Yeah, just a tough break there. That throw just goes right over everyone's head and all the way to the backstop. Villanueva did a good job backing up home plate as Michelson went over to get that. But by the time he got there, there was no chance. Angeli was right there on that ball, and basically the moment that ball passed the plate, he was there lockstep ready to score with it. So a tough way to give up the go-ahead run.
Power, a play that just absolutely cannot happen under any circumstances. To squander the lead in that sort of facet can be incredibly deflating, but just got to limit the damage here and hope an offense who has been among the best in the CPCL this season can do what they've done all season long and get put up runs and put them up in bunches. Villanueva behind the count here 2-0, and that one is rocketed into left center field, and they are all over Villanueva. The second run of the inning coming across the score, another two-bagger for the Legends. The second double of the inning, the second run of the inning, and the Legends have doubled their lead 4-2.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Cardenas getting a fastball at the top of the zone, and he had to go up for that, and he put a good drive into it. 260 feet almost, 97 off the bat. And the moment that was hit off the bat, he was looking for two. There was no hesitation there. And for the Legends, this is a huge spot, getting 2 runs in a game where base runners have been at a premium.
First pitch, strike fired into the beer batter, Isaiah Hernandez, and the last opportunity he'll get to be the beer batter here tonight has not struck out yet. And the fans have been very disappointed with his performance. But one strikeout here late in the ball game can almost wipe a ball game of futility where the beer batter hasn't come up clutch for these fans and delivered a strikeout. 1 for 3 with an RBI today is Hernandez. He almost had a second. A little bit late on the fastball from Villanueva And he's been continuing to work primarily with that fastball despite the fact it's been getting hit around quite a bit today. And now with 2 strikes, I feel like you almost have to go with some sort of breaking ball here if you have it in the back pocket. It's been all fastballs so far from Villanueva. 1-2. That one chopped on the ground. That one a breaking ball. That one fielded by Durazo. And in time for the first out of the inning. And for the Power, you're saying, finally, we get one.
Yeah, finally they get one, but they're not out of the woodshed yet. Some insurance is standing on third base, and with just 1 out, a fly ball can score him. So Power got to go into their back pocket and pull out something to prevent further damage.
Now the infield coming in for the Power, knowing that a 3-run deficit, while isn't insurmountable for them, chasing 3 runs in 3 innings can be an incredibly tough task to overmount.
It's nothing insurmountable, and it wouldn't even be the biggest lead they've had to overcome in the past 48 hours.
Swinging and a miss, strike 1 to Aiden Erlinson, 1 for 3 on the ballgame.
During Game 2 against the Pirates on the road, the Power, with 2 outs in the fourth, were down 8-0. They made that an 8-6 game with the go-ahead run at the plate. But right now they just don't have a ton of time to work with.
Game where the Power ended up coming just a bit short. Strikeout would go a long ways here for Villanueva. Can't get the swing and miss on a fastball well up and out of the zone, 2-2. Balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. That one popped in the air and over our heads and foul. So the 2-2 offering will be offered once more, and Villanueva desperately going to need to get this 3rd strike pitch in any sort of way. Two outside, and that's ball 3. I think maybe Erlinson thought that was ball 4 for a second. So a payoff pitch upcoming here with the infield still in for the Power. Villanueva been struggling with command, and it's turned into hard hit contact. Is Erlinson in a payoff pitch, and wasn't that bad. It's been here from Erlinson. Pitch number 8 upcoming. He's just fouling a lot of pitches off here.
Yeah, and he's fouling off pitches that aren't great ones to hit. It's not like he's, just having a tough time, timing it up, missing meatballs. But the last 2, a slider that backed up and didn't quite get onto the plate, and this one a fastball that caught a lot of the plate but was out at the top of the zone.
This one is cranked into right field. This one could be trouble at the track, at the wall, and foul. That one had home run distance. That's one of those home run foul balls, and if you're Villanueva on the mound, just a sigh of relief as that one hooks right to the pole.
Yeah, that one was hammered, 90 miles an hour off the bat, 377 feet almost. And that's one of those non-productive hard-hit balls that our colleague Jack Glennon would be seething over.
Villanueva, you just got to treat it as yet another pitch and get strike 3 right here, as he does. What a flip of a script for Erlinson, who thought he flipped the game on his head and made it a 4-run game with a homer. Instead, 1 pitch later, down looking on strikes. And Villanueva's 1 good pitch from getting himself out of this inning with only 2 allowed and letting his offense try and make yet another comeback.
And that's a great job by Villanueva. For a lot of pitchers, just that hard contact, that ball that looked like, you've got your heart sinking into your stomach. You think that you just might have put the game out of hand with a home run there. Even if it's a strike, a lot of guys, that might get to their head, but Villanueva comes back and throws maybe his best fastball of the day. That one perfectly on the inner half of the zone, and there was almost nothing that Erlinson could have done with that.
Yeah, especially on 3-2 as well. A lot of times pitchers, you said, will get rattled, and that easily could have turned into ball 4 and been first and third with 1 out, but instead, a great job of just taking a deep breath on the mound, understanding the situation you're in, and I think at the plate for Erlinson as well, I think he was expecting ball 4 after hitting a ball as hard as he did. Pitcher wasn't going to want to attack him, but he did instead.
And a big part of that, too, is just how many pitches were thrown in that at bat, and how many of them, for the most part, Villanueva was working the outer half of that plate. So Erlinson, everything he sees, everything in on him looks like it's probably going to be hitting him. Just because he's looking so far out over the plate after just so many offerings he had to go out and extend for.
Now 2-1 here to A.J. Logsdon. Logsdon just reached on an error and also has a single in this ball game in a 1-for-3 effort. DH here today, Logsdon. Flew out in the last at-bat, just last inning. Shots went on the ground. This one foul. That one a hanging breaking ball. Logsdon, if he's able to wait on it a little more. Pitch that could have been absolutely crushed. Set a huge situation here. A 2-run deficit for the Power, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a big run standing at third base. Pitch from Villanueva. Did he go? Yes, he did. Doesn't matter. Strike 3 anyways. And that'll take us to the stretch. There was damage done by the Legends. They put up yet another 2 spot, and the Palm Springs Power bullpen that's been so good so far this season starting to get touched up a bit. They need to make a comeback. They're trailing by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Palm Springs, and we'll be back following the conclusion of the 7th inning stretch. Don't go anywhere. More Palm Springs Power baseball right after this.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Power in need of runs. There was a 7th and 8th inning last night that sparked the offensive magic, and it was Owen Michelson singing Sweet Caroline last night for the Power, although none of the players seem to step up to the plate here tonight to sing. We'll see if they can step up to the plate with their twigs and really get things going against a Legends pitching staff that has been exceptionally deceptive here against this Power team so far. Mason Sanchez went 4 innings of only 3-hit baseball, and only 3 hits allowed by Viejas as well on the mound. But he hasn't given up anything. Or correction, he did give up 1 back in the 5th, but that run in the 5th was off of Brett Williams' double, and he's been flawless the last few frames. Pair of walks last inning, but that didn't come back to bite him, as now it's 0-2 to Juni Rodriguez. Rodriguez faced Viejas once today, and that was a fly out back in the 5th inning to the right fielder. He's also been hit by a pitch and struck out here today as Rodriguez. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rodriguez down on 3 pitches. And in will step Jaden Sanchez.
And that's just a great job by Viegas, who has been fantastic so far. Again, he came in after an incredible effort by Mason Sanchez and has not disappointed yet. And he's going to be a huge factor in not just what the Legends do today, but what the Power do going forward. Because, again, there's a very high chance that these two teams meet up to 7 times in 7 days.
Power need 1 win in the next 3 of their last 3 regular season meetings to clinch the 1 seed. They'd love to just get it up and over with tonight and get the job done and not have to worry about stretching out your not just your high leverage arms, but your high leverage bats and risking injury. You can maybe play guys that you don't play as often, not your everyday starters, so they can get the reps they need, as well as get the guys that you need rested and ready for the playoffs an opportunity to do just that. But in order to do so, the Power are going to need a win here tonight, and right now trailing by 2 runs. Going to need some late inning magic. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Legends, and what's really stood out for the Power has been the 4 errors for them. 2 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for the Power 4 errors for the Power defense. This one in the air, under it was Sanchez, but having to charge in, I think they were fooled by the wind, and diving and making the catch is the shortstop in Joshua Angeli. Are you kidding me? Angeli, that wasn't even supposed to be his ball, and flying out of nowhere like Superman.
And are you kidding is correct. I mean, he had to run almost probably 150 feet on that play. He's not even just in shallow left field. He is straight up just in left field, closer to that foul line. I mean, that is a ball you never expect a shortstop to get.
I know we're on the other side, but that's one of those where you might have to see on SportsCenter later tonight. What an unbelievable effort from Joshua Angeli. It seemed like he was just kind of jogging to the baseball at first, because that play obviously should have been the left fielders, and he saw the left fielder in Garcia didn't have a read on it. So he said, uh-oh, if anyone's going to try and make a play on it, it's me or nobody. And worst comes to worst, he would have had Garcia backing him up, but it was best case scenario and an unbelievable play by Joshua Angeli. We've seen some great defensive plays here all season long at Palm Springs Stadium, but that one may have been the best we've seen from either side. From any team that we've seen this season. Definitely the best defensive play we've seen from a visiting team here at Palm Springs Stadium. I'm trying to think if there's a play by the Power that may have won up that, but at the moment, especially for the circumstances, that play can come back and really loom large later in the ballgame, and even right now as Richards takes ball 4.
And that's a great job by Richards, just not extending himself, not trying to do really anything in that bat. There were a couple pitches that weren't even really competitive at all there, so Richards staying calm, just making sure to pass it on to the next guy, give the next guy a chance if they're not going to give him a chance to do anything. And with 2 outs, the Power would like to at least be able to put together a couple base runners here.
And this one will be a tough play, but glove flip by the second baseman in Herrera will beat Richards to the bag for out number 3. An absolute web gem by Joshua Angeli. Really put a balloon in any threat the Power could have mustered. 2 runs in the frame, both came from the Legends in that top half, and they'll take a 4-2 lead heading into the top half of the 8th. Power chasing 2 with 2 innings left to go. Don't go anywhere, because there's still a lot of baseball to be played here at Palm Springs Stadium.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay.
All right, I'm good whenever. Back here at Palm Springs Stadium, and Keith Williams toeing the slab here for the 8th inning, looking to keep the deficit right where it's at for the Power. Right now, it seems all the momentum on the Legends side, not just after that 2-run frame in the top half of the 7th, but that diving catch from Joshua Angeli in the bottom half. He's had a busy day all day defensively and has made every single play that's come his way, some routine, some not so routine. But that play right there, a different level of tough.
Yeah, and it's going to take a tough guy to start a rally for the Power, and right now a tough guy to continue to put up zeros on the board, which they've done a good job of tonight. It's just 2 innings that the Legends have scored, but those 2, a couple crooked numbers on the board for them. Keith Williams on the mound trying to extend his scoreless streak.
It's a Power team that has been getting it done offensively all season long, but that has just not been the case here this evening. But Williams is really working out there on the mound. He's hoping for a quick inning and turn it over to the Palm Springs Power bats, who are hoping to really start to get going. Palm Springs Power lowest run total this season was only 2 runs. That came back on Saturday, June 20th against these Inland Valley Pirates. Not the same Inland Valley team we're seeing today, but another team from the Inland Valley, as the Pirates are the last team competing for postseason contention.
Yeah, basically the Pirates right now are rooting for the Legends. There's a chance that if the Legends beat the Power, they're rooting for the Power. If the Power sweep the Legends and the Pirates win out, then the Pirates would make the playoffs and be facing the Power, who would be the 1 seed.
One check swing and able to just fight off, stay alive, and 2-2 offering will be happening once more.
And for the Legends, if they take any of these games, any of these next 3 against the Power, then they clinch themselves that spot. Then the last of the 3 games, all that's up for grabs is playoff seeding.
Or the last 2 games. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts for Power pitching. This, the first of the outing in his first batter face is Williams.
And Williams, one of the guys that you would like to have in this situation. He's pitched in 5 games, including today, and only one of them has been against a non-CPCL opponent, and that one was against a tough PSCL All-Star lineup.
So those guys that were part of that PSCL lineup now members of the Power. Samuel Arredondo, one of those guys. Williams misses the pitch and misplaces his glove. He dropped it on the ground for just a brief second right there. 2 balls, no strikes on the Seminole hitter and Trent Johnson. Johnson, the catcher in today's ball game, after not seeing the field yesterday. Johnson takes strike 1. Or my apologies, a pinch hitter now on here. It's Miguel Perez taking over for Oscar Garcia. Perez, the cleanup hitter, and was a DH in yesterday's ball game. Had a really solid day. 3 runs, 2 hits, and a walk for Perez, and a 2-for-4 showing. And he'll walk for the second time this series. Reach the first time in his first at-bat here today.
And the Power right now just hoping for a ground ball. They've got Herrera at the plate right now. And you'll see this infield move to get ready to try and turn 2, because the last thing they want to do is get any sort of an extended inning here. There is a pitcher warming up for Inland Valley, but the Power down to their final 6 outs. Just want to get this game moving as quickly as possible and get back to the bat rack basically by the next pitch.
8-9-1 are who's due up for the Power, and we'll wonder if we'll see any pinch hitters come along, or if we'll see a pitching change as well for the Legends, who have had someone warming up in their bullpen for a while. And that may be the best case scenario for the Power, is just to be seeing a new arm.
Yeah, and that pitcher, Grant Thomas, a right-handed pitcher. He's uncommitted right now, so still looking for his future home, but 6'2", 205 pounds from the right side.
0-2 from Williams is fouled off, and it's a big opportunity for a guy who's uncommitted to face off against some Division I caliber bats, or some of the just best overall collegiate bats right now, and get an opportunity to test where his stuff will fare against some of the guys playing at the highest level of collegiate baseball.
Yeah, the next 5 hitters that the Power have due up, 4 of them Division I products, so yeah, it would be a big test.
Now a ball and 2 strikes.
And this is something that a lot of the pitchers, a lot of the players that come into town not necessarily get hyped up for, but they are, you know, they bring their best. They are ready for the Power.
That one's lined into right field for a base hit. Nice piece of 2-strike hitting by Luke Herrera, who has his first hit of the ball game.
Coming us back, number 14, Joshua Angley.
So 2 on, only 1 out in a much-needed ground ball situation, but upsets Joshua Angeli. And Angeli already a double in this ball game, as his run, as it stands right now, is not only the go-ahead run, but he also made potentially a game-saving play. Saved at least a base runner in that 7th inning, and who knows what that could have turned into.
Yeah, there's an argument that, you might pick a guy like Mason Sanchez for his effort on the mound, holding this power lineup to just 2 runs, but you can also point to Angeli, who has been an impact player on both sides.
When Scott in the air, right center field, Rodriguez ranging on it and will make the catch for the second out. Runner at first thought about tagging for second, but wisely heads back for first as the runner at second will indeed end up tagging. That's Perez. So Ducks on the pond, 2 away here, but a big first out in Angeli, but doesn't get any easier as Nicholas Mendez comes to the plate with what stands as the go-ahead RBI right now, and a pair of hits in this ball game for him as he's 2 for 3, but has reached in every single plate appearance so far.
Yeah, but it's just huge to be able to get that out because now you no longer need a double play. Just anything hit at a fielder gets the power out of this inning.
Pair of singles, a walk, and a reach on error. That's been the story for Mendez here today. It's his 5th plate appearance and looking to reach for a 5th straight. And presuming it's a ball put in play, it'll be the 5th run put across on the ball game as well for the Legends. 0-1. Runner on the move, and that one fouled away. You wonder if that one was a hit and run opportunity or you're just trying to steal the base.
I'm guessing it was probably him trying to pull off a hit and run because with 2 strikes now and 2 outs, you don't want to be that last out on the bases. So I'm not exactly sure if, why you would do a hit and run right now specifically.
And we've seen it in the past where teams will maybe try and go with try and steal second base so they can score a run, trade an out for a run. But with it still being a 2-run game, that would make it a 3-run game. The way this power offense is played, I don't think you want to run yourselves into outs in this situation. The 0-2 makes it 1-2.
And I get managing aggressively just with 2 outs. And again, you've got a 2-run lead in a place that's been a house of horrors for CPCL opponents. I just wouldn't be taking any risks, basically.
This is a power team where maybe if you play too aggressive, they definitely come back to bite you. But sometimes if you play too defensively as well, that could be another one of those situations where if you didn't really keep your foot on the gas, you can see a game get away from you. But it's just how aggressive do you want to be? If you're the Legends, knowing you have 2 more games against this team and not wanting to display your full bag of tricks, not just with the 2 games that you have left, but potentially the postseason could be another 3 games. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 on. Williams just looking to find that 3rd out here, that 3rd strike, and we'll see get his 2nd punch out of the outing. 2-2. That one on the ground, base hit. That'll play it across another run, and the Legends extend their lead to 5-2.
And that is, I'm not going to say a backbreaker, but that is a massive extra run for the Legends because, now the power, you need 4 to win now, which against this Legends pitching staff is no easy task at all. They've come back from bigger deficits before, but right now it's going to be an uphill climb.
It's going to take an uphill battle for this power team and not a lot of time to get there. And they're going to need Williams to get an out here first before they can go and trust their offense to try and salvage this ball game. Power team that scored 5 runs in every game the last 2 weeks. They need at least 5 here to tie this game. Swing and a miss. To Cardenas, who is 1 for 4 in the ball game. He's also drove in an RBI and a double in his last at-bat. Dangerous threat here. And he lines this one into left center field. Going to be a tough play, and sliding and making the catch is Caden Durazo. We've seen the shortstops flash the leather here on both sides, and now it's the Power hoping that can carry some much-needed momentum into the dugout for an offense that needs to put up runs and put them up fast. Another run added on by the Legends. 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Power looking for another comeback. Stay with us to see if they can do it when we return here on the PS Power YouTube channel.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are two teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Bottom of the 8th, in the Power in need of some offense, in need of a rally. And they're going to need the bottom of the lineup to come through here. 8-9-1, it's Durazo, Cunningham, then Owen Michelson, the leadoff hitter, to round things out for the 3-2 up. But if the Power want to come back, they're going to need to see more than just those three at the plate.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if you see Casey Hill go to the bench, not just with this bottom of the lineup, but really anyone. He hasn't touched that bench yet, so he's got a whole lot of options here, but he doesn't have a whole lot of outs to play with. Just 6 right now, and they need 4 runs.
Jacob Viejas still out to work here in what will be his 4th inning of work, and as it stands right now, he's on pace for the win. It's been a dominant last few innings for him. He's only given up 1 in 3 innings. Just a dominant overall pitching performance by the Legends as a whole. Or as correction now, there is...
Yeah, this is a new pitcher. This is Grant Thomas taking over for Jacob Viegas. Thomas, not a committed player, but looks like he's out of Rancho Cucamonga High School, and he's a big guy with a really nice arm, dialing that fastball up to the high 80s, low 90s.
Rancho Cucamonga, known for producing a lot of athletes in every sport, but baseball especially. That's another one of those Rancho Cucamonga products. Facing Caden Durazo, 1 for 3 on the day. Durazo takes on the outside, called strike 3 anyways. Throwdown won't matter. That's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal pitch by Grant Thomas right there. A slider at the bottom of the zone. Looked like it dipped in at the very last second. If you see our TrackMan K-zone here, that thing was just dotted on the corner. There is nothing that Caden Durazo could have done there.
Just sat there and watched, and yeah, like you said, really not much more he really could have done. Now he's just hoping Kai Cunningham and the rest of the offense can pick him up. Cunningham, Michelson, Bianchina, the next 3 for the Power. And you'd love to bring up a situation where any of those guys can come up for Brett Williams. Brett Williams, a guy, if he can come on with two guys on base, not even have to be in scoring position, can make this game a little bit more manageable. 2-0 here to Cunningham. Make it 3-0. Cunningham has had some really good at-bats today. 1 for 2, but also a walk in tonight's ball game, a walk in his last at-bat. Looking for a second straight walk at as many ABs. 3-0. Upstairs thought it was ball 4, but that one, as we look at our TrackMan pitch tracks, indeed clipped the zone. I think if it was an ABS challenge, that one would be still a strike anyways. That one inside, though, and it's ball 4 now to Kai Cunningham.
Yeah, it looked like Cunningham was a little more hesitant on that pitch than the one before. That one looked like it was a little bit closer, but
yeah,
both of them just right on that corner. So they're kind of in that 50-50 zone, depending on, you know, who the batter is, what umpire's there, and how the pitch is coming in. I mean, just two really close pitches there.
Really depends on the umpire's discretion, and some umpires like the outer half, some like the inner half a little bit more. This is an umpire that likes the outer strike a little bit more and the inner strike to the righties, the outer strike for lefties. That's just the part of the play he likes seeing more, so can't go against what the umpire has as his zone tonight, which may be a little different from the one we see on the pitch tracks. This one on the ground, through the 5-6 hole. That's a base hit for Owen Michelson. Back-to-back base runners, all of a sudden, the tying run is aboard, or coming to the plate here for the Power, and that's A.J. Bianchina.
Michelson goes after a breaking ball at the top of the zone, flattens it out, and just hits that thing right on the ground. Hit it hard enough, though, that there was no chance at that ball getting picked up at third base, so all he needs to do is just keep tacking on base runners for the Power. They can't win the game right now, so they just keep needing to move that line, keep moving through the lineup.
Ooh, that one just missing the zone. I think that one just missed upstairs to Bianchina, and a great take to make it 1-0. That one on the outside, a little bit lower, but in a similar spot for strike one. Little spot in terms of the outside portion of the plate, but much lower and able to manufacture the strike. Ball a strike and 1 out with 2 on here for the speedy A.J. Bianchina. Now a ball, 2 strikes here to Bianchina.
For Bianchina, he was just looking for something else right there. That fastball was right over the heart of the plate. It looked like he was looking out over the plate. He was looking away and probably trying to shoot something into left field.
Sometimes you're looking for anything but the most obvious pitch to hit, and that was the middle fastball. This one is going to be a tough play. A third baseman ranging on it on the foul line warning track and making the catch for out number 2. A nice effort by Nico Mendez. And this is a guy that many pitchers have struggled with this year. Brett Williams, he's been seeing the ball well at the plate, but there's some teammates who say they can't see him. He's been getting the John Cena nickname around the clubhouse and trying to provide a big spark here for this team.
Yeah, he's a guy who's got a ton of RBIs in the last couple of days. He's got home runs in back-to-back days. He's been there in basically every clutch spot. But right now, again, all he's trying to do is just put something in the gap and just get some guys to start running.
8th inning home run for Williams yesterday gave the Power the lead. That one went off the scoreboard in left center field. Williams takes a hanging slider right there on the upper portion of the zone, and that's one he's looking at like, oh, I maybe should have attacked that one. So an opportunity for Williams here, 1-1. Takes another inside slider. That one doesn't get the strike call, 2-1. That one was the right call. That one was well inside. If you're Williams, just need to get a base hit here. You don't need the homer right here. Just drive in 1, maybe 2. Make it a little bit more manageable for your squad. And as you like to say, pass the baton over to your cleanup hitter in Junie Rodriguez, who is a guy you feel is definitely due, having an 0 for 3 day so far. Williams fouls this one straight back and to the right of our booth. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, and for Williams, it's not quite yet do or die. You're in the 8th inning. You've still got 4 outs to play with. You'd love to get it all here, but just as long as the power can start putting up a run, maybe 2 runs here, then you're going into the 9th either down 1, down 2 potentially, or if they can keep this inning going, potentially tied.
Looking to chip away, and it's the Valley Legends photographer who's sticking his hands up like, are we serious? He's been at the forefront of quite a few foul balls today, but he's been able to dodge each and every one of them. But at some point, you got to feel like, hey, are you guys targeting me, or what's going on here? Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs with 2 on here for Brett Williams, the maybe potential MVP of the CPCL. He grounds this one to the shortstop. It's been an eventful day for Angeli, and that throw off the line. Angeli, who's been so flawless all day long defensively, thought his first baseman in Cardenas was able to stick on the bat. Cardenas is a big guy out there, so you thought he may have been able to keep his foot on. He does not, and now they're loaded for Junie Rodriguez.
And for Brett Williams, a little bit of luck right there. Did not hit the ball well, but again, it's just putting the ball in play, making the defense work, making them play catch. And right there, Angeli just couldn't do it. He made a nice play getting to that ball. He got the throw off, but that thing was pulled at least 4 or 5 feet off the bag. It was a great job by Cardena, even giving it a chance at having a play at first, but that throw was well wide, and now a tough spot here going against Rodriguez.
Seemingly for the first time all day, the Power have been given an extra out. They've been giving out extra outs to the Legends, and it's come back to haunt them. Now maybe on the other end, it's Junie Rodriguez looking to flip the script. Ball, no strikes, already ahead in the count. Takes downstairs 2-0. Correction, that one ended up clipping the strike zone. Late strike call, 1-1.
Yeah, just the second error of the day for Inland Valley, and if the Power can at least get one here, that would be a crucial error.
1 or 2 here you feel like is a must now in this situation. This one's hitting to the gap, right center field. That'll do the job. And that baby will go! Grand salami! Junie Sanchez! And the Power have the lead from down 3 to up 1. What a clutch swing, Junie! Second straight day with the go-ahead home run in the 8th inning. This time, Junie Sanchez, 408 feet, flipping the script.
Yeah, Junie saw a pitch right over the middle of the plate. It was a fastball, and that caught way too much. We've been saying he was due. He's been so good all season. He's been so good in the clutch, and Rodriguez sees that and serves it right over the right center field wall. 94 off the bat, 408 feet to flip this game on its head.
Wow. As now Sanchez on the ground. That'll get through for a base hit. Unbelievable how quickly things can change and quickly snowball on the other end for the Legends.
And if you look down the third base line, Casey Dill is just besides himself. He is just, he is just laughing right now almost.
You can't help but laugh in this situation. It's a game where your team has 4 errors. It's a game they probably don't deserve the win. And the one mental lapse the Legends have made all day as this one's chopped on the ground of the second baseman in Herrera to end the inning. But we just were mentioning the one mental lapse gave the Power an extra out, and Junie Rodriguez delivered. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 runs all on one swing. The grand salami from Junie Rodriguez shifts the game on its head, and the Power need 3 outs to secure a victory and the number 1 seed. Stick with us to see if they do it when we get back.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers, all about.
Thank you for calling the Sandwich Spot. Is this a sandwich emergency? It's a sandwich emergency!
Great sandwiches made with love. The Sandwich Spot. Love all, feed all. Located in downtown Palm Springs inside of the Henry Frank Arcade.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Three outs away from yet another 1 seed and home field and the playoffs coming through Palm Springs. Steven, what a ball game we've had so far, and what a last half inning for the Power. But they got the heart of the lineup to deal with here, and that's going to be a tough play to start things off, but it's going to be a play that's made by Amari Conley. I thought the shortstop and Durazo had it for a second, but Conley ended up with the baseball and ended up with the first out on the first pitch of the inning.
Yeah, there was a second where Durazo stuck his glove out, and that was right when the ball was caught. I couldn't tell if it was him or Conley, and it was just a quick exchange. A nice job, though, by Conley being able to cover a lot of ground because that thing was pretty much in no man's land.
So Junie Rodriguez, obviously the big swing in this ball game here. Isaiah Hernandez. The broken bat, but this could still be trouble. Good read off the bat by Bianchino, and that's out number 2 instead.
Yeah, broken bat's an understatement. That thing is a deadly weapon halfway out into right field. I mean, you couldn't shatter a bat more cleanly than that, just right off the handle. And, I mean, it's borderline a spear that's getting tossed back over to the dugout. But a great pitch, a fastball in the inner half by Williams. And, again, when you're producing firewood, more often than not, you're getting outs.
Piece of firewood, a big out, and the Power 1 out away from clinching the number 1 seed in the postseason, running through Palm Springs. Keith Williams on pace for the win here for the Power. Came in last inning, gave up a run, but limited the damage. And for the Power, they were just thinking just limit the damage and start to claw their way back. Didn't think they'd get it all in one swing, but 2-out rally did the job, and now they're 1 strike away from that 1 seed.
And Williams won. Just the fact that the game changed in the 8th, not the 9th, or possibly extra innings, helps the Power in the fact that they don't have to go to an extra pitcher, and Williams knows that. He's working quick.
1-2. That one's fouled away. And it's a team that you're going to have to face twice, and you might likely have to face in the postseason. So, if you're going to have to face this team in the postseason, you don't want to maybe tip or show all your arms yet, as the 1-2 once again is lined in the air right field, and this one will be caught for out number 3. Ball game over in what has been a thriller. The Power are your 1 seed in the CPCL, and the postseason runs through Palm Springs. 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Inland Valley Legends, but that one error looming the largest as it turned into just 4 pitches later, a Junie Rodriguez grand slam, and that was the difference maker in this one. So the Power, who started off this game with 1 run in the second, saw a lot of zeros in between that time and then, where the 5th inning came around and 2 runs came across for the Legends. The Power bounced back with a run of their own, and then in the 7th and 8th inning, 2 runs in the 7th for the Legends, 1 in the top half of the 8th, and it seemed like the Power were in trouble, and Junie Rodriguez flipped the script of the ball game with his grand slam, and the final score being Power 6, Inland Valley Legends 5. Once again, the Power have clinched the #1 seed. Keith Williams, his 2 innings of work will earn him the W. On the other end, the loss will go to number 44, Grant Thomas for the Legends, giving up 4 runs in that 1 inning, all on that 1 swing to Junie Rodriguez. 3 of those runs being unearned, but the 4th one earned in the decisive run in this ball game. So that'll do it for yet another fun week here in the CPCL and another unbelievable ball game here at Palm Springs Stadium, where the Power end up on top 6-5 thanks to Junie Rodriguez. Our very own Stephen Buxton will be down on the field momentarily talking with Junie Rodriguez. You can catch that interview on our Palm Springs Power Instagram. But for Stephen Buxton and my producer to my left, Jack Lennon, we thank you so much for tuning in to this telecast, and we hope you enjoyed the outcome, a 6-5 Power victory. Back here on Tuesday night, here are the Palm Springs Power. We hope you can join us for that telecast. But until then, we will see you then. Good night, everybody.